Hope you enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Alana and I was diagnosed with Sydenham's Chorea in April 2010. When I was diagnosed, it was caused by a streptococcus bug, then acute rheumatic fever, which led on to Sydenham's Chorea.
Hi, my name's Sarah. I was diagnosed with Sydenham's Chorea when I was 6. I'm 10 years old.
Hi, my name is Callum Samuel. I'm 10 years old and I got diagnosed by Sydenham's Chorea in 07.
Hi, I'm Alice. I'm 12 and I was diagnosed with Sydenham Chorea in 2011 when I was 10. I was taken into hospital because my hand was twitching like this, and my mum took me in because she was worried because I wasn't behaving like I used to, and they took me in. I was only in for one night, but they'd done the checklist and I was diagnosed with Sydenham Chorea.
During the 5 days, I was told by a lot of doctors that they didn't know what it was, and it was quite scary knowing that you're sitting up in the hospital and you've got something that some of the doctors didn't know.
I was in hospital for 1 month because I had Sydenham's Chorea, what led to rheumatic fever. I liked hospital with only a few things. I liked the toast there and I kind of liked the people.
I had to relearn everything whilst I was in the hospital. I had to relearn how to walk and relearn how to talk and relearn how to eat, and I was eating finger food up in the hospital, and it was really quite scary, and it was an experience that I would never like to relive.
At home, it was difficult because you were just lying about because you were all sore and felt like your arms were all floppy and things, and you didn't know what to do, so you were just sitting or lying, and it was kind of boring.
When I first went home, it was hard because my mum wasn't really prepared and I was banging into things and bruising my arms and my legs from jerking. I had to move in with my nana and granddad, who were really helpful because they stayed in with me when my mum was away to work, and had to deal with a lot of things and adapt the house a lot.
I had to stay in my mum and dad's room for 2 weeks straight, and my mum and dad were very caring, and if I needed them I would just ring the bell.
Normally you'd be outside playing with your friends, but I couldn't when I was diagnosed because I would be kicking and trying to run away. And
home life has been quite hard since Sydenham's because it comes with its added-on extras. Not long ago it got really bad and I used to ask my dad for a square go and I used to lunge for him. It would always be him who I'd have a bugbear with for some reason. And that was my anger. My mum used to have to really physically restrain me.
And I used to take panic attacks and mood swings a lot and used to fall out with my mum. And she used to get quite scared because I used to take lots of panic attacks over silly little things.
Emotion is another big issue because one minute you can be happy and the next minute you could be crying for no reason. It's weird. But if it hadn't been for my mum at the start of it, I don't know how I really would have coped with it. But then late, 3.5 years down the line, my little brother's learnt a few things, how to get me out of my moods. And school for me with Sydenham's has been really hard. I was off school for 6 months when it first started, when I was in primary school, and then when I went back everybody was really caring and they wanted to help, but as I get settled in, a couple of the boys would say, oh, you've got a disease, you've got whatever, and It's just like really not nice.
When I first went back to school, it was hard because everyone was asking questions and you had to explain to them what was wrong with you and why you were off.
When I had Sydenham's Chorea, I went to school for 1 hour a day and I usually picked maths. But when I really went back to school, my friends didn't treat me different and the teachers actually thought I was special because I bet the Sydenham's Chorea.
When we first went back, I was only in for a little while because I was only in half days because I would get tired and couldn't do a lot of work, and some of the days I would just have to sit because we were doing gym and I couldn't take part in case I hurt myself.
The teachers were very supportive and they didn't really treat you differently.
When I first went into primary 7, it was hard because my teacher was also my guidance teacher and she had to set up a plan and make sure everything was okay, so the school was really helpful. And I think they spoke to the physio about ways to help with gym and stuff.
Before I had Sydenham's Chorea, I could do football, golf, tennis, karate and that. And then when I had Sydenham's Chorea, all of them went away from me. But when I bet Sydenham's Chorea, I got them all back and that absolutely felt amazing.
Sydenham's has really had a big impact in school. I now see the educational psychologist. School in general, I struggle with a lot of things. I've got a low concentration and I'm easily distracted. So secondary is one of the hardest things for me and it's hard to cope with.
When I had Sydenham's Chorea, my friends didn't really treat me different, they just treated me the exact same.
Nobody really called me names or bullied me or anything, but they were really curious about what it was and used to say like it was a disease when it's really an illness and it's really hard to deal with.
Friendship was kind of hard, kind of not, because sometimes if I was in my wheelchair I couldn't go play and then all my other friends would want to go play and then I would be left alone and I wouldn't be able to do anything.
Friendships with having had Sydenham's has been hard to deal with because when I was going into second year about a year ago, I lost my best friend because she got really rough with me, and having had Sydenham's, I take things a bit more sensitively.
I've had the best friend since nursery and she was really helpful because I made my mum phone her when I was first diagnosed because I was freaking out in case she thought I was ignoring her. She'd been really helpful because she was my kind of buddy person to go to if I wasn't feeling well, and she used to come and visit me when I wasn't allowed at school because I would hurt myself or I was jerking. I remember going out on a walk and seeing everyone in my class, and it was really embarrassing because I was in my wheelchair, but then my friend was just laughing at me. So my best friend was just telling me to make faces at them and laugh or something just to make me feel better. I was referred to liaison psychiatry at York Hill by Dr McLeod to help me cope with panic attacks and anger issues. When I first went, I was really nervous, but it really helped talking to someone who actually understood what was going on, and they listened and taught me different ways to cope. The liaison psychiatry set up a group to help young girls cope with Sydenham Chorea. When I first went, I thought, well, this is going to be really rubbish and I'm not going to do anything, but when I went there I ended up learning a lot and different ways to cope, and I made new friends.
My mum and dad got a call from the hospital saying there was a support group and there was 4 girls that I met. I was a bit scared, but once I met them after the first group, I wasn't that much scared anymore. So we got to know each other, and knowing that they've got the same illness as me made me more not shy about telling my illness to people, because I knew that I wasn't the only person, and before I felt like I was.
We talked about a lot of things, and the group was relief because you could talk to someone without them saying, oh, you've got a disease, you've got whatever, and you wouldn't be judged because your illness. You could just talk to them and they could understand, and the girls could relate because their story would be like your story, but just a wee bit different.
It was the same people every single session, and we talked about different things every session, so we didn't get bored of talking about it. It was really funny sometimes because we just kind of laughed at stuff, and we would talk about what happened when we were first diagnosed. We talked about we covered a lot of things like anger, and we taught different ways to cope and different ways to stop being so angry. It was good to talk to people that have been through the same thing, because not a lot of people know, your friends don't really know about what you've been through because they've not really they do know what you've been through, but they don't really understand it because they've not been through it themselves.
And that's all thanks to the liaison psychiatry team who have helped me personally and helped my family, and it's just thanks to them that the group was set up.
I've got Sydenham's Chorea and I climb bed never, so beat that.